Hey folks, happy Tuesday. We continue our FUMCCV devotional, daily devotional with our June prayer calendar. Today our reading is Philippians chapter 1 verse 27 through chapter 2 verse 11. So if you haven't read that yet, hit pause, go read that, come back. We continue on with the study of Philippians as we are preparing for Sunday morning, in which time our worship service will focus on the book of Philippians. So I'm not going to focus today at all on chapter 2, verses 1 through 11, because that's what I'm focused on for Sunday morning. What I do want to do is I want to call your attention to verse 27, chapter 1, verse 27. Only live your life in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. Live your life in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. Now, some people say, what does that mean? How do I know if I'm living my life in the manner of the gospel of Christ? Well, I think what we are to do is to apply the gospel's values to our lives. So let me give you an example. Story of the Good Samaritan. Man gets beaten up, thrown into a ditch, left to die. Two priests come by. They see the man in the ditch. They cross over to the other side. They keep walking. Another man, a Samaritan, comes by and gets down in the ditch, bandages the guy's wound, puts him on his donkey, takes him to an inn, takes care of him overnight, gives the innkeeper all the money that he has and says, I'm going on a trip. When I come back, keep this man alive. When I come back, I'll pay you whatever else it cost you to do that. So what are the values in that? What are the values in that story? Well, the religious guys, they didn't help him because in that day, touching someone else's blood would defile you in the eyes of God. So for a religious purpose, they stayed away from the beaten man in the ditch. For a religious purpose, they stayed away from the unclean person. For a religious purpose, they saved themselves rather than helping the man. Part of the value that we learn in this particular story is how we treat our religiosity. Does it keep us from being with the unclean? Right? Jesus was always with the unclean. Does it keep us from helping those who are hurting? Jesus was always helping those who are hurting. So Jesus is trying to redefine religiosity, that it's not about a personal purity that we have to put ourselves in this bubble so that nothing can make us impure. It's not about the outside. It's about the heart of the inside. It's about the heart that the man had. So the one who's found to be faithful is the one who acted from a purity of his heart to help the suffering man, not the ones who tried to save their purity and to leave the man in the ditch. Now, is this only about helping someone who's hurting? No, it's a story about how our religion, our religiosity, colors our actions. Jesus' religiosity was about sacrificing himself so that others might have abundant life. Is our religiosity also always tied up in giving other people abundant life, no matter who they are? That's one gospel story, one value. So read the Gospels and sort of go through this same exercise with everything you read in the Gospels. What is the value found there? And is my life giving witness of that value? If that's so, then I can live, as Paul suggests, a life that's worthy of the gospel. Being worthy of the gospel is living according to the values of the gospel. The Good Samaritan story is one of my favorite. What's your favorite? What's the value taught? And how today are you going to live worthy to that gospel? God bless. Have a great day.